Diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle lay down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o.
Hello YouTube. What's on the go today? We are doing a simple pale ale. Well, ish is sort of a, I almost guess you'd call it a steam lager. Anyways, what we're doing, I call it plain and Simcoe. Recipe will be there for anyone who wants it. About 4.5 pounds Canadian 2-row. I got about a pound of Vienna going in it for color, and I love Vienna. I've got small amount of crystal for coloring and a little background sweetness. I'm going with crystal 30 today for the first time. Then there is a lot of flake adjunct stuff I'm going to go with this guy. I got 1.25 pounds flake barley, a pound of flake corn, and whatever is in this box that my camera is sitting on. I just ran it cupboard, found some brown minute rice. I was hoping for white, but I forgot to go to the grocery store. So we're trying brown minute rice for the first time. Not sure how that goes. Yeast involved, and where the twist comes in, 30-minute boil. One at 30, one at around 5, I think, and we're going with Simcoe. Oh, Simcoe. And I'm pitching the yeast around 20 degrees, well, around 17 degrees. So I'm hoping for it. It is Daddy Daughter Day. And I have my helper here. You want to see her? You want us to be on camera again? Hi.
I just don't know where my socks are, and I don't know where my pants are. I don't know where my
This segment will be small. Yeah, no problem. We'll get you all shirts, pants, and socks, and all that stuff. All right, we're just showing up. Pitching with this guy, US-05, the one we know and we love. But after I get the initial pitch going and I let it just fermentation take off, I'm going to drop the temperature down to 13 degrees. Let it ride for a while until the bubbler slows down, and then I'm going to bring it back up to around 17.4 degrees, something like that, to a happy place for hopefully a bit of clear up for regards to the diacetyl bump. Get some of the off flavors that might be in there out. I've done this before, and what happens once you stress US-05 at around 13 degrees C, you're going to get some lovely peach taste to the beer. Right, Callie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's my helper. You're going to be helping me with the water later, aren't you? And stirring, right? Yeah. So it's always great if you can find help. Just don't let your kids pitch the yeast. Don't let your kids get into your hobby. It'll ruin their lives. So I'll catch up with you guys maybe around mash time. See how that goes. And wish me luck. Okay, part 2. Just mashed in. Would have showed you the process, but had some troubles, like always. My grain was downstairs, so I was overshooting on my sparge intentionally, and I went over on my temp that I wanted. I was hoping for to be mashing at around 148 Fahrenheit, but it ended up going up to 155. Grabbed the ice, brought it down, grabbed hot water, brought it back up, yada yada yada. I ran out of space in my small mash tun, and my mash now is sitting at 143 point something degrees Fahrenheit. So hopefully it's enough to get those little enzymes going, and we will see. Didn't have white minute rice, so we're using brown minute rice for anyone who hasn't tried that yet. See how that goes. I'll let you know. And that's it for this part of the day. I got water heating up for my sparge time, and I got timer set, etc, etc. Gonna stir my mash every 20 minutes. See what that does for my efficiency. Hopefully it'll help out with that little temperature bump. Okay, here we go. Alright, had a crisis again. All the flaked ingredients, like I feared, gave me another stuck sparge. But one of my friends actually gave me a great idea, which I'm going to use next time. But what I ended up doing, like the past couple times, if you guys watch my videos, I use my brew pot as a means to hold all the grain of water. Dumped it all out in the bathtub, inside the pot obviously, which I had sanitized, and fixed my manifold, took it out apart, rinsed it, and threw the jigs and the reels. We're okay. It was ran really clear afterwards. Right now it's running like water. I think I got everything out of this possible. So that's where I'm at. I'm at the boil right now. Pretty well at volume. I'm a capacity brewer. Maybe I'll take a reading while you're on camera. How am I going to do this? Right here. Alright, so you guys just bear with me. I'll get the refract and we'll see what the measurement is on. So, to anyone who hasn't used a refractometer before, always use it when there's no alcohol involved. Well, you can drink and use one, but I wouldn't advise it. But make sure that your yeast hasn't created any alcohol in your wort, is what I'm trying to say. The reason why this thing operates by just seeing how light bends when it goes through. And, well, alcohol distorts that. So I'm going to get a drop, and I'll be right back. Many ways to do it. This is my way. One drop is all it takes. Alright, let it cool for a second. And we are sitting at a point 104. So I undershot a little bit. So, my original plan for this beer was to add a small amount of corn sugar, just to add some dryness. I took that out because I thought I was going to overshoot it where my mash temperatures were down. But, with all that being said, I can now add my corn sugar, go from my original recipe. I'm a happy boy. Everything's going as planned. Alright, so I'll let you guys know how it all turned out, and, well, hop additions are coming. Alright, we are back at this again. All done. Everything went the way it went. Can't really change it now. I'm a little bit under gravity. Combination of a few things I'm figuring. I think it was mostly because of my temperature issue on the mash. So like I said, it's, hey, whoever's watching. Yeah, so temperature control is very important. I ended up being below my, I guess, gravities I was going for by about like 8 points, which is not a big deal, but it's going to be a lighter beer than what I want it to be like. I think it's going to end up being like a 4.5, which is still close to what I wanted to do. But anyways, the color and everything looked fine. I had my aeration done, and you're going to have to excuse the mess. But let's go into the fermentation chamber. Alright. So, hopefully you guys can see this. Temperature's on the way up in the chamber. I just turned it on. Had it unplugged for a while. I'm heading towards 18 degrees Celsius on this guy. I have my brew bucket in here. I'm going to fix my heater in a moment. But you can't see the color. The color looks pretty damn good. Spot on what I wanted. I was hoping for like a 4 SRM. So that guy's put to bed. Plain old USO 5. Aerated it with my electric drill. Should have took a video, but I was just too in the moment. It was fun watching it. Looks like the head retention is going to be pretty good. When you aerate your wort before you put your yeast, you can kind of tell what is your head color is going to be like just by the way it froths up when you do your aeration, right? Unless you're using those little oxygen stones, then you don't get to see the whole cool like foaming, which is, I just love doing. The experiment, well, like I said, I'm going to be fermenting this guy at around 13 degrees. USO5 will ferment a little bit lower than that if you want it to, but around 13, I've done it before. You get some nice peach esters. What I ended up trying to do, because I don't like adding my kettle trub to my volume, so this time I actually took the kettle trub in its entirety. You have to excuse, I have bottles everywhere. That's my kettle trub. Now I've seen some people post that they put everything in their carboy. They show pictures of it after it settles after a while, and it actually condenses down to like just a couple inches, and on top is the wort. So never really ever tried it. Was always a worried too. So I have a clean beer, no kettle trub, fermenting away with USO5. I have my harvested yeast of USO4 there. This is a pitch here I'm going to use. It's a little bit big, but it's a little bit older, so I'm hoping it's viable. We're going to find out. This all would have been throwaway stuff. So we're going to ferment this guy at 13 degrees as well. See what USO4 does at that stage, and we're also going to see how the kettle trub is going to compact over a bit of time, and should be interesting. Haven't really thought this through, sort of a whim. Just had an extra carboy, and we are going to be figuring out how USO4 reacts at a lower temperature and what kind of weird flavors it might get. I was going to do hibiscus, and I got hibiscus sangria tea that I was going to toss into it, but thinking about it now, it is going to be a different temperature, and I don't know what the yeast is going to do. I don't know any information online that I've seen. I know if you stress it higher at the higher end, there's like this bready character, but this is unknown territory. Let's see. All right, wish us luck. All right, so yesterday, well, it was over. Forgot to get back to you guys. I ended up just doing family stuff, but here we are at the next day, and I'm about ready to check and see the progress of our fermentation. I did a last minute little idea of an experiment. I had some little bit extra volume on top of the trub, and kettle trub. I took off all the runnings that were clear and left all the kettle trub in the kettle like always. But someone told me before that, well, this is just hearsay, they actually make a practice to put all their kettle trub and everything directly into their carboy, and that actually settles down to a nice tight little cake, and there's still wort there that we're throwing out. So that being said, I grabbed a 3-gallon carboy, and in that guy, the original, I pitched USO5, and this one here I had some harvested USO4. So I'm going to see how USO4 reacts at the lower temperatures I'm going for, the 13 degrees Celsius. USO5 gives me the peach, but USO4 is a different beast. Let's see how it goes. Guess with no further ado, let's have a look at this. Hang on, I'm going to open up the door, and sorry for the camera. Here we go. Okay, we got the starts of our Krausen, I think. Hang on. I can turn this around. Right. You can see it on top there. Now, also something else I neglected was I need to add yeast nutrient, so I'm going to do that now momentarily. I'm going with just a teaspoon for every gallon. I estimate I got 4 gallons in my original, and for this second idea, oh yeah, I just mentioned to you guys about the trub settling down pretty nice and tight. This is only just 24 hours, and this thing was all trub. Like, that's all it was. Here's my 3-gallon. See what's starting to form on the bottom? And the top part, that's beer, baby. Alright, so we might be onto something here, and it might be another means for me experimenting. This could be great. Alright, I guess I'll keep you guys posted on future Homebrew Wednesday videos, HBWs you may see on my channel, if anyone's interested. And this guy will probably be a taster coming up at some point in the future. Yeah, keep on brewing and talk to you guys soon.